What if I told you that the internet, the very thing you're using right now, was never meant for entertainment, shopping, or even communication as we know it? What if behind its creation was a story of secret experiments, Cold War fears, and a shadowy network that predates the web you think you know? This is the secret origin of the internet, and it begins in a place you'd never expect. The story of the internet doesn't start in Silicon Valley. It doesn't start with Google, Facebook, or even Apple. To uncover the internet's true roots, we must go back, way back, to the height of the Cold War. The year was 1957. The Soviet Union had just launched Sputnik, the world's first artificial satellite. It shocked the world and terrified the United States. This one small, beeping metal sphere triggered a technological panic. The US feared it was falling behind in science and defense. In response, President Eisenhower created ARPA, the Advanced Research Projects Agency, an organization with one mission: to ensure the US would never be caught off guard again. ARPA was no ordinary agency. It had money, brains, and total freedom to experiment. And out of this secretive group would come one of the most transformative inventions in human history. In the 1960s, ARPA began working on a radical new idea. What if computers could talk to each other, not through paper printouts or magnetic tapes, but live, across distances? What if data could travel like phone calls? But unlike phones, it needed to be resistant to one terrifying possibility: nuclear war. That's right, the internet was born out of fear. The military needed a communication system that could survive even if entire cities were destroyed. Traditional networks had a fatal flaw: they relied on central hubs. Take out the hub and the entire network collapsed. But a decentralized system, now that could survive anything. This led to the invention of packet switching, breaking up information into small pieces, sending them separately, and reassembling them at the destination. It sounds simple now, but in the 1960s, it was revolutionary. It changed everything. Enter ARPANET, the very first operational packet switching network. In 1969, the first message was sent between UCLA and Stanford. It was meant to be the word login, but only the letters L and O got through before the system crashed. Still, it was enough. The age of networked communication had begun. But here's the twist. ARPANET wasn't just about science. Behind the scenes, intelligence agencies and military planners saw something far more powerful: control over information flow. Some historians argue that early development of ARPANET was deeply intertwined with surveillance ambitions, not just communication but observation, mapping how people think, move, interact. The early internet wasn't about freedom, it was about control, and that shadow still lingers. Through the 1970s and 80s, ARPANET expanded, connecting more universities, research labs, and defense agencies. But it was still limited, exclusive, a digital club behind closed doors. So how did it become the open global internet we know today? The answer lies in two developments. First, the creation of TCP/IP, the protocol that made it possible for all networks to speak the same language. This standard, adopted in 1983, made the internet scalable. Suddenly, any network could join the web. Second, the fall of the Cold War's urgency. By the late 1980s, military interests faded. Control over the network was gradually passed from the Department of Defense to civilian hands. Then came 1991. A man named Tim Berners-Lee introduced something called the World Wide Web. He wasn't building the internet, he was building a way to use it. Hyperlinks, browsers, websites. The internet went from a technical tool to a public platform. But even here, hidden forces remained. Large tech companies quickly realized that the power of the web wasn't in websites, it was in data. Your data, where you click, what you search, what you buy. And just like that, the internet transformed again, into a machine of surveillance and monetization. What started as a Cold War experiment now knows more about you than your closest friends do. And here's where the story gets even stranger. In recent years, declassified documents and whistleblowers have hinted that the architecture of the internet, its very structure, still serves intelligence purposes. Some suggest that backdoors were built in from the beginning, not to spy on enemies, but on citizens. Programs like PRISM, revealed by Edward Snowden, showed just how much control agencies still have over internet traffic. The fear that created the internet never really went away, it just changed targets. So, what is the internet really? Is it a tool for connection, maybe a playground for creativity, or could it be the most advanced system of control ever devised? Even the name Internet kinda hides its origin. It was once called the Intergalactic Computer Network, a phrase coined by visionary J.C.R. Licklider, who dreamed of a world where everyone could access information instantly, but even Licklider worked for ARPA. His vision was idealistic, but, funded by military ambition. Today, billions of people use the internet daily, unaware of its true origins. The apps we download, the searches we make, the posts we like, all of it flows through systems that were never designed with freedom in mind. The question is, can we reclaim it? Can the internet evolve into something truly open, secure, and free? Or is its DNA forever shaped by secrecy and control? The next time you click a link or watch a video, remember this. Behind the screen is a story stretching back decades. A story of fear, power, genius, and a secret history hidden in plain sight. And that perhaps is the greatest mystery of all.